it's BryceDaBadger back with another reaction, but today, tonight, wherever you are, whatever time you may be watching this, we have disturbing from Reddit. Yes, you just heard a bleep. That's right. I'm getting PC and PG in this motherfucker. Let's go ahead and partake in what's going on here with my boy, Don't Look At Me. That's the channel name. If you want to watch the original video, it's in the description. Iceman Throwaway.
This next post was created in the Too Afraid to Ask subreddit by a user named Iceman Throwaway. The post itself is titled 12 Mysterious and Identical Stores Open on My Street. What could be happening?
Oh, nah, bro. That's just Dollar General, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. That's just what they do, bro. Just calm down, relax. It's okay. It's actually okay. You might be in another dimensional field.
I live just outside a big city in what resembles a suburban main street. Like many suburban main streets, retail business has been rough and they've all closed down. After a month of nothingness, suddenly 12, yes, a dozen identical convenience stores pop up. They look the same, they aim for the same floor plan, they sell the same products at the same prices. The names are all tiny variations off of each other, like Town Name Mart or Market of Town Name, and all clearly bought their signs from the same place as the fonts, colors, sizes, and shapes are identical. These stores see no business that I've ever witnessed, yet have large staff numbers and are surviving way longer than the former stores that closed on this street. When I enter one, they all stare at me while I shop. I don't usually get nervous, but it feels like they're staring threateningly rather than intently. Yeah, no, that's crazy. They only accept cash unless you pay some $50. Most of their products are Walmart brand, great value products being resold for higher prices. Most of the products are expired food products. I bought bread from one without checking because I was in a rush, and it turned out it was 2 months expired.
Okay, now that's just on you. 2 months expired? Now I'm thinking this shit's fake. 2 months expired? How the fuck did you not see mold on that bread? Come on now. Nothing fuzzy, nothing green or white or gray in color. Where's your awareness, man? That's on you.
Upon returning to show them, I found that the entire shelf was expired foods. What was even grosser was the dairy cooler, which had ancient milk products. I'm so confused, I feel like I'm in an episode of The Twilight Zone. What's probably happening here? Update, stayed late at work and didn't end up going yesterday. Sorry for the swarm of people who did remind me with one day. I'm reading through the comments to determine what to do, if anything at all. Sorry for a less than eventful update, but given how many people were saying I was gonna die, I'm just gonna point out that I'm alive and well.
Damn, y'all more morbid than me. I just said it was a monopoly of small stores that when one company owned a plethora of companies and they just put them all in one area. I literally live in an area like that. I see it all the time. Like, there's $2 Generals at each end of the main road going through a town that is prominent. I don't know how to describe the people that know. The people y'all are from where I'm from. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about, bro.
Various users that took notice of the post made comments sharing their own ideas of what the stores could represent. One user named Alpha Pat said, "This sounds like a money laundering scheme." And underneath this comment, a now deleted user responded with, "I probably agree, but why open 12 of them and all next to each other? Money laundering is to avoid suspicion, and this would be a wildly suspicious thing to do." Another user who is also deleted shared the same idea. 100% money laundering.
That's 1,000. Get your zeros right.
We had a pizza place on my block that was always open but never sold any products. One time, shortly after I moved here, I walked in and asked for a slice, and the guy at the counter stared at me, looking confused, then walked into the back. He came back out with a slice of pizza from the Domino's next door that had been reheated in a microwave. He just slid it over to me and said nothing, so I had to ask for a price. Again, he looked genuinely confused and was just like $4.
Is that nigga off shrooms? What the hell is wrong with him?
Apparently, everyone in the neighborhood knew what was up, so the guy didn't understand why someone was there looking for pizza. A different user named NFire proposed a different possibility. Food stamp fraud. It's not a good fit for money laundering. The last thing you want for money laundering is a business with traceable inventory. There's probably some organization that's buying food stamps or fraudulently getting EBT cards and then using them to charge fake food at these stores.
But 12?
On a darker note, some commenters even suggested that these stores could have been a front for human trafficking. As some time passed and Reddit users pried at OP for more information regarding their location, OP finally caved and provided a bit more background. In a comment, OP said, "I hope this isn't giving too many location details.
The town is old. Not the town, but the people in it. It's basically a retirement community, and I often joke that I'm the youngest person in the whole zip. I know he's going to read it. I just want to read it myself. The town is old. Not the town, but the people in it. That's literally what I currently live in, bro. I'm telling you, that's just Dollar General, Dollar Tree, and Family Dollar. And it's like 6 of them hoes, but it's on one side, and then it's 6 of them on the other side. That's why 12 of them opened up, and that's why that nigga's looking confused. I would also look confused, though. But I mean, can you not look confused? Like, why did y'all bring 12 stores in the same location? It's weird.
But the town is old. Not the town, but the people in it. It's basically a retirement community, and I often joke that I'm the youngest person in the whole zip code by 30 years. Honestly, might be true. I don't have many people to talk to about it. I did have friends over a month ago whom I showed. Their reactions were like mine, shock and disbelief. But we were drunk and more focused on having fun than chasing conspiracies.
That's how it be. That's how it be. Next up, the camera.
This next entry takes us over to the Let's Not Meet subreddit. The user has now been deleted, but the post is titled "A True, Very Creepy Surveillance Story." I posted this on R No Sleep, and
they wrote an essay, didn't she? I'm sorry.
Loved it and said to post it here. Here you go. So first of all, I only just discovered this subreddit today, which reminded me of something that happened to me in 2008. This was a huge thing to my friends and family, and I didn't really talk about it back then as it scared the out of me, but it was a while ago and is a really well-known creepy story among myself and my friends and family. But I think I may as well share it, as it is admittedly terrifying. I was living with my parents and sister in Brisbane, Australia at the time.
Hey, we're in Australia, are we? That's a horrible Australian accent. Jeez. Holy. Man. And I'm still going, aren't I? This is crazy. This is off its knocker, off its willy. It's insane, and I don't know what to do about it. What was that?
Which means I was 19. I remember my dad had just got Foxtel,
Damn you
which
old.
Is just
08 and you 19 and 08? Ain't nothing going on in 08, man. I'm glad I was. I don't know. I was about to say something, but I don't even agree with what I was about to say. I was about to say I'm glad I was like 18 in 2018. When I actually had shit that I could go do. But it's like, more people were outside. It probably was more fun to be 18 in 08 than 18 in 2018. I can't lie. Leave y'all thoughts in the comments. What year do you think an 18-year-old would have the most fun in?
Cable TV in Australia, but only the TV in the lounge room could use the cable box, and I really wanted to somehow get the cable in my room without paying $99 or whatever for a new box. So one day, Dad went out and bought an AV transmitter. It was basically a 2-piece bit of hardware where you would plug this tiny box into the cable TV in the lounge room, and it would transmit a video signal to the receiver, which is connected to the TV in my room. So one Saturday, I decided to connect it. This is a picture I took of the setup when I was telling a friend the story. My younger sister, 16 at the time, was the only other person home at the time, upstairs in her room. My room was downstairs. I opened the box and connected it up. At first, I was going back and forth, trying to get the cables right, trying to get the channel right, etc., but no luck, until I finally got something. I remember just sitting there and something started fuzzing in. This is where things start to feel like a horror movie. I remember thinking, here we go, and waiting to see the picture come in clearly. As it started fuzzing in, I remembered that this whole time, the cable set-top box wasn't even on, and that's why it wasn't working this whole time. But then, why was I getting a signal? It seemed to all hit me at once. As I realized the box was off, the picture fuzzed in, and I saw a bed.
A bed? First off, the cable box is off and you getting a signal. Cut that TV off, throw it out, throw the cable box out, AV transmitter, throw it all out. Out the house it goes. I don't care. I don't care. We taking it to the dump. We're not taking it to Goodwill so somebody else can experience the same shit. No, we taking it to the dump and we finna go ahead and have that bitch recycled into a car. Like, I don't know what you talk about, bro.
Here's the first picture I took. I freaked the f look out, as at first I thought it was my bed. I had recently seen Saw 2 and remembered that scene where she turns on the TV and it's a camera filming her in her apartment. That was the first thing I thought of. I sprinted upstairs to my sister, absolutely terrified. I told her to come down and take a look. She came down and we both realized it wasn't my bed. We didn't know whose bed it was or how.
What do you mean we realized? All you had to do was look at the bed, compare it to the image. Oh, that ain't my bed. You needed a second party to confirm? Hey, get your brain checked.
How I was getting the signal. I don't know what to tell
you. Get your brain, get your eyes checked. Matter of fact, y'all need to do that every year. Get your brain, get your eyes checked. Get everything checked. Blood work. Get it done. Because you never know what's going on in your body till it's too late. It might be too late. You know what I'm saying? And that goes for me too. I need to get my shit done. I'm probably going to get it done very, very soon. Probably within the week. Maybe next week. The week after. Something like that.
Obviously, it was the AV receiver picking up a camera signal, but we were just so confused as
to
who
picking up
or
a camera
what it was
signal,
for.
Though?
Eventually, my parents came home and we concluded that it would have to be a neighbor or someone living close by for us to be receiving the signal.
But that's the thing. Why is there a camera just pointed at a bed and y'all are picking up the signal of that camera and just seeing shit? And then
waited around until about 6 p.m. and then someone came into the room.
What? Someone came into the room? Bitch, this being recorded? This ain't a picture? Crazy.
My dad recognized it as one of our neighbors. We still didn't know what the camera was for, but we assumed it had something to do with fidelity. Either his wife or he had set it up to watch the other and see if they were cheating. Either this or it was to tape themselves having sex.
Yeah.
We entertained the idea that he was a murderer and would film himself murdering people.
Okay, I don't know why we entertaining that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Let's not do that.
People in his room, but just to freak each other out. We'd always make jokes about how one night we'll turn it on and it'll just be his face with clown makeup on, staring at the camera waving, and then him walking out of the bedroom with a knife. This never happened, but what did happen was still super creepy. We connected to the signal for over a week, but after a few days, the novelty kind of wore off. We felt a bit weird watching it and just resigned to the explanation that it was to catch his wife cheating, until one day we turned it on and realized what we had discovered. Our neighbors were having a bunch of renovations done to their house. During weekdays, they would be out and there would be workers at the place pretty much all day. It had been like this for over a month. We started watching the feed and saw a man walk into their room. It was the plumber that had been there regularly for the renovations. We didn't think anything of it until he started opening drawers. I called out to my mom, who was the only person home at the time, and we started watching it. He started getting the wife's underpants and sniffing them, doing all that creepy shit. At first we were like, oh my god, how embarrassing, he's being filmed. Will the neighbors see this somehow? But then what happened next was truly terrifying. He slowly walked over to the camera and looked right down the lens. We were convinced that he knew we were watching. Mom immediately called Dad. I kept watching. He started fiddling with it and then put it back down. I told Mom that I don't think he knew we were watching, but he's definitely the guy that put the camera there. Dad came home and by this time—
Wait, mate! Oh! Nah, that's crazy! That's crazy. That's so nasty, bro. You are a nasty nigga. You need your dick cut off. Cut it off. Throw it in the landfill, bro. Matter of fact, throw it in the ocean. Let a dolphin eat it. Something, bro. You don't need it. Obviously, you don't know what to do with it. You're doing too much because you're thinking too much with it. Stop it. Cut it off. Cut the testicles off too. Just make that nigga just like a Barbie doll, smooth down there. There's nothing. Just nothing down there.
The plumber had left. Much to Mom's pleading, Dad went over to the neighbors to tell them what we saw. Mom wanted to completely stay out of it and was terrified, understandably. When we told the neighbors, they had no idea what we were talking about. They allowed Dad to go up to their room, and what he found was an installed device in the wall that was designed to monitor water usage, which was completely normal at the time, as Brisbane had been hit with a drought recently and there were lots of water restrictions.
Well, the thing is, it's normal for there to be a water monitor regardless. It should be normal, right? I mean, there are water meter checker jobs. So I don't know how, crazy of an idea it was to put a water monitor or whatever inside of the wall itself. Usually it's on the outside though.
still is now, I think. The plumber had installed this into the wall but had fitted a camera behind it in the wall to watch the bed. Immediately, they called the police, who came over and conducted an investigation. For the next week or so, we didn't hear much about it. I spent most of this time just telling my friends, showing them pictures, but truthfully, my whole family was scared every night. It was just very creepy thinking that we could have stuff like that hidden in our house. Chances are we didn't, but it was still really scary. After a couple of weeks, my mom was speaking to the wife next door and asked what happened with it all. The wife said that the police found out he would, at nights, come to our street and sit in his car, which had really tinted windows, and watch them on his laptop. When mom told me this, I got the biggest shivers. The reason, besides the obvious of a creepy dude sitting in his car watching people through a hidden camera, was because on multiple nights, when I had driven home late from my girlfriend's or walked home drunk after a night out, I remember seeing a station wagon always about 30 meters down the street from our house. It was never there during the day, always at night. Damn. I'd always walk past it and look at my reflection in the windows, assuming no one was inside. I was always so confused by whose car it was, but literally never thought it was anything. It still scares me so.
Every single time the nigga was looking at himself in the reflection, he was looking at somebody in the V, and he didn't even know the nigga was in the V, but the nigga in the V looking back at him like, "Whoa, you don't see me, do you?" And every time it's just, you don't see me. Okay, I'm good. Let me get back to beating my dick watching this woman. Like, my God.
So much that it was just this creepy plumber sitting back in there on a laptop watching a hidden camera stream of my neighbors. Anyway, that's my story. It's all true and still creeps me out to this day, but my friends and I have a good laugh about it.
You got to laugh about crazy shit, man. Weird guy shows up at my parents' house.
The final post we're going to take a look at was made about 2 years ago in the RBI subreddit by a user named LamproCapnos.
So we talking
the
2022.
Post is titled, "Weird Guy Shows Up at My Parents' House at 1 a.m. Looking for Me. He used details of my life that were valid 20 years ago. Help me figure this out." Posted this on the Creepy Encounters sub, and someone suggested I post here. This happened 3 nights ago, and I am going crazy trying to figure it out. I just moved into a new apartment 1 month ago, and I am still unpacking and settling in. I have been using my parents' address as my mailing address all of my life. They live a few towns over, 20 minutes away. 3 nights ago, my parents called me at 2 a.m., freaked out, and proceeded to tell me this story. Apparently, at 1 a.m., someone started banging on their front door and repeatedly ringing their doorbell. My stepdad walked downstairs and opened the door, leaving the front glass door closed and locked. There was a man standing outside who looked to be in his 30s with a black hoodie on with the hood pulled up around his face. He didn't have any distinguishing facial features, facial hair, or tattoos. The only thing my stepdad said was that he looked to be Hispanic. Neither my stepdad nor my mother, who was watching the whole thing out a window, recognized the man. The man said, "I'm so sorry to bother you, but I'm looking for X." My stepdad played dumb, and the man proceeded to state my full name again and said that my boyfriend was worried because I didn't come home that night. He claimed to be a friend of my boyfriend and told my stepdad that they were both out looking for me, worried because I didn't show up at home.
Sir, this ain't your woman. Why are you worried about it? Why is he, her boyfriend, not the one knocking on the door? Why are you doing it? See, it only takes a little bit of thought processing to go ahead and determine, get your bitch ass out of here, nigga. I'm not slow. Get your hoe ass on. Bitch. Fuck.
I don't have a boyfriend. I live by myself with my 3 dogs and haven't been in a relationship in the past 5 to 6 months. Here's the weird part. My stepdad asked the guy what boyfriend he was talking about, and the man told him the name of the boyfriend I had when I was in 10th grade nearly 20 years ago. My boyfriend in 10th grade has a very unique Italian name. I've never met anyone with a full name even close to his. He said my high school boyfriend's name a few more times to ensure my stepdad heard him, and repeated that they were very worried about me, asking if my stepdad was sure I wasn't inside. At this point, my stepdad was weirded out and closed and locked the door in his face.
I'd have punched him first, then did that.
The man did not leave. He lingered in front of my parents' house for the next 10 minutes, smoking cigarettes and...
Smoking cigarettes? Boy, you better get the fuck off my property and take them butts with you. What the fuck is wrong with you, boy? I'll drop kick you, boy. I'll drop kick you in the back of your head, boy. Get off my porch. Fuck wrong with you. Stop walking around my yard dropping cigarette butts in my lawn. I work hard on this grass, boy. Who the hell is you, boy? Oh, boy. Ooh, boy. Boy, let me tell you something, boy. Oh my, boy. Hey.
Talking on the phone. Finally, my parents called the cops. About 5 minutes before the cops arrived, the man walked down to the dead end on their block and drove away in a silver car. Stepdad was unable to get the license plate. My parents filed a police report and nothing else happened.
Of course.
After I heard this story, I went nuts over the weird details. How would someone know who I dated nearly 20 years ago, and what would the motive be of making up a story that included that weird detail about my past? I have not had contact with the 10th grade boyfriend in over a decade. Yesterday, I decided to message him on Facebook to see if he had any insight. I told him the whole story. He's just as confused as I am and claims to have no part in it. I'm at a loss. I'm also really freaked out that some strange man is going through that much trouble at 1 a.m. to look for me. Any insights or ideas would be greatly appreciated. No, nothing else weird has happened since then. Edit, this really blew up. Thank you so much for all the kind words and precautions that I should take. I want to add something here that a few people commented that might shed some light on this mystery. First off, I am not in any legal trouble and have no reason to think someone would be suing me. I mean, I guess it's always in the realm of possibility that I'm being sued by someone, but I really don't think that's it. Like I previously commented, I had an expired registration ticket that I did not show up to court for, but I believe I got a letter in the mail just asking me to pay a really large fee. So I don't think that's related. I did take a personal loan out. I took it out about a year and a half ago. It wasn't for anything too crazy, and I was really good with making payments on time until about 6 months ago when I had a medical issue. Currently, I am really behind on payments, but to my knowledge, I have not defaulted on the loan yet. What do you guys think? I had absolutely no idea that this is a thing, or I would have included this detail to begin with. Let me know your thoughts. Edit 2, I have a list of a few things that I am going to
God damn!
look into tomorrow based on my own thoughts and based on a ton of valuable feedback I got in here. Thank you. We'll post an update. Edit 3. I am so sorry it's taken me so long to update. It's a super busy time at work.
Y'all lot back in too. Get
there isn't much to report. I called the loan company. They claim to have nothing to do with it. All of my friends and family also noted that the 1 a.m. factor kind of rules that out anyway.
Right. They wouldn't be pulling up at 1 a.m. to serve you. That doesn't make sense. They wouldn't pull up at 1 a.m. for anybody because everybody's at the house chilling with their family or sleep, ready for that, trying to get ready for the next day at work. Nobody would pull up to your crib looking for you to give you paperwork at 1 a.m. Come on now. Business, that's way past business hours.
Nothing else strange has happened at my parents'. I went there for the first time last night and kept a close eye out for anything. Didn't observe anything out of the norm. So this remains a mystery. I'll be sure to update if something else happens. Edit 4. Alright, 1 year later, I finally have an update to this mystery. I will post here in the comments and also edit the original post to include. After this happened, my family and a couple of my close friends have been talking about this mystery in depth to try and put our heads together to figure it out. We all had our own theories, but ultimately no definitive answer as to what happened or who this creeper was. So we pretty much put it to rest and only continued to joke about it once in a while. Here's the update. My stepsister and her fiance were at a house party right after the holidays around early January of this year. While they were there, they started talking to a girl that neither of them knew. After some time talking together, the girl started talking about her ex-boyfriend and how they were going through a really tough time together. They had just recently broken up and she felt really bad because he was a wreck over it. Somehow, it came up that this girl's ex-boyfriend was my 10th grade boyfriend, the one with the really unique Italian name. The whole situation wasn't that big of a coincidence since I went to high school with my stepsister's fiance, and we have a lot of mutual friends. So it makes sense that they were at a party that would include some people I went to high school with. As soon as my stepsister and her fiance hear this, they both start freaking out, and without revealing too many details, they tell the girl about the whole mystery and how weird it was. As they are telling the story, the girl's face starts to go white and she looks like she's about to cry. My stepsister and fiance try to console her and ask her what's wrong. The wine and beer had been flowing at this point, so I'm sure everyone was a little tipsy. The girl starts to tell them that a few nights ago she was sleeping and someone started banging on her door at 1 a.m.
Bruh. What the fuck is going on?
Just like what happened to me at my parents'. The girl jumps out of bed and says she was absolutely terrified by how loud.
Anytime, like when you see me with my eyes closed like this, I'm trying to prevent myself from reading further. I'm one of them guys, bro. I was raised, and they was like, bro, don't read the whole story. When they was like, don't read a whole, story, passage, or whatever. Skim through that motherfucker and get to the parts where you need to answer the question and do that. That's what my brain is trying to tell me to do right now. And I'm trying so hard to not do that because I don't want to be spoiled. But man, this is deep.
Out and aggressive, someone was banging on her door.
What?
She said she literally thought it was going to break in. The girl has a Ring camera, so she looks on her phone. There on the camera is a guy in a black hoodie banging on her door. She obviously pretends like she isn't home and keeps all of the lights off. He continues banging. As she is getting ready to dial the police, the guy stops and leaves. She said she was absolutely terrified. For whatever reason, she didn't end up calling the cops, but may have gone to stay with a friend that night or the night after.
That's
my
weird.
stepsister and fiance are shocked by the details and how similar it is to my story, especially because of the mutual ex-boyfriend we share.
Exactly.
Except this girl literally just broke things off with him.
It's almost like that's the ex-boyfriend that's knocking on the door, or he's having people run up on these women. I don't know what the hell is going on, bro. Honestly, I'm so confused.
Asked the girl if she has any idea who the guy is, and she said no, but that it definitely is not the actual ex-boyfriend. She said this guy was much taller and heavier than our shared mutual ex. So weird. This mystery is still unsolved, and these new details honestly just make my head spin even more. No one else has shown up to my parents' door since the actual incident a year ago. User Open Violinist said, "This is really unsettling. If this had happened to me, here's what my first theory would be. My parents also still live in the same house I grew up in. Everyone I went to school with would know the address. It's a nice house, and one would assume that there are nice things in it. When I was a teen, I briefly got mixed up with the wrong crowd, who at the time wasn't too bad, but nowadays most of them are addicts and complete lowlifes who've done time in jail.
Yeah.
If my parents told me this story, I would immediately assume that someone I knew in high school who's now an addict was casing houses in the neighborhood and rang the bell to see if anyone was home. When they answered, they had to make up a lie, so they went with that because knowing those details might give them plausible deniability to what their real intention was, and they can just claim they were confused if caught." Another user named Rob Frey said, "My first thought was a high school creeper. I've noticed most women I know, usually when they're between 28 and 38 years old, guys who had crushes on them in high school start popping up to profess their love and see if they can score a date now. Usually they do this through social media though."
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, bro, if you're gonna do that, why the fuck are you pulling up on the girl? What the hell is wrong with you? This ain't anime, nigga. You ain't finna drive. This ain't the 70s either. You're not finna ride by with a boombox playing Computer Love. Computer Love. You're not finna play that on a boombox, stand outside in the rain for Shuddy to come out. I always liked you, Melissa.
My wife, based on what her sister might do, suggested the possibility that your high school boyfriend is still carrying a torch for you and got drunk and started crying to his buddy about it. And his buddy, being a bit awkward and not realizing this relationship was 20 years ago, went to try and find you for him.
That's weird though. You don't do nothing like that for your friend. Especially as a man. You don't go out looking for another nigga bitch. Sorry to phrase it that way, but you don't go out looking for another nigga woman to try and rekindle their relationship and their chemistry and bond. Like, no, leave that to them. You leave that shit alone. That is on them and them alone. You have no say, no. You have not a foot, let alone a shoelace or anklet in this race. Let's go ahead, dumb it down. Tell that nigga, hey, you're drunk. Shut the fuck up. And we just gonna keep going on with our night.
Also, try searching for both your name, your ex's name, and your names together and see if anything comes up. There might be some old article or webpage that pegs you two as together. It could have been someone looking for you or your ex who gathered old information online.
Hold on, I ain't gonna lie. This is a thumbnail. My bad, y'all. I had to get my thumbnail. Don't get mad. Hold on. I had to get my thumbnail.
The Zarzor phenomenon is an internet mystery that has gained traction on social media platforms, particularly TikTok and Reddit. It revolves around a man.
For y'all that want to know, the date behind me says January 1st, 2000.
And known as Zarzor, who is the subject of numerous edited images and videos circulating online.
Numerous?
The mystery has sparked curiosity and confusion among internet users, leading to discussions and investigations into Zarzor's true identity and the origins of the content. It appears that the real person seen in the videos and photos originate from southern Morocco. This individual, who remains unnamed in the available sources, is described as being notably tall. These original images were then manipulated and edited.
Shit, keep it a bean. This is another thing.
To create a more mysterious and unsettling appearance. The edits typically involved converting the images to black and white, adding glowing eyes to the subject, and potentially altering other facial features. As the various forms of media circulated online, fabricated stories about Zarzor's alleged supernatural abilities and criminal activities followed suit. One of the most prominent claims is that he can run at an incredible speed of 48 kilometers per hour. Some versions of the story even portray Zarzor as an alleged serial killer, though no specific crimes are detailed. The man in the images...
Let's keep it a buck, bro. The nigga looked like one. 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 He looks like a serial killer, bro. The nigga... Like, he said glowing eyes. Okay, people are making his eyes glowing. But are people widening his eyes? Are people opening his eyes to as far as he has them open right now?
Like, is indeed a real person from southern Morocco, possibly from the Zagora region.
So he's
but
real.
Needless to say, the supernatural and criminal elements of the stories are entirely fictional.
Duh.
And to this day, no one seems to have any idea what the true identity of this man is.
Hey man, you know what? I hope bro living cool. You know, he might look a little unorthodox to the human eye. You know, he might look a little weird. You might walk past him and be like, "Hey, say, turn around again." Like, you might do one of those, but like, nah, he's just a guy. He's just a guy. So yeah, man, that was a video from Don't Look At Me. That's the channel's name, as you can see. Don't Look At Me. If y'all want to see more videos from this channel or more videos like this in general, leave a like on it and let me know in the comments what y'all like to see next. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all, for the ones that, you know, clicked on this video to see the scary shit, I know y'all fuck with this type of content. So let me know what y'all want to see next, man. Y'all see 2 videos right here. I have not seen either of them. And apparently a 5-year-old was found inside of a casino in Las Vegas, I'm assuming. The hell is that about? Yeah, man. Let me know how y'all feeling. If you fuck with the vibe, make sure you subscribe, leave a like on the video. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video, man. Peace out. It's been BryceDaBadger. Have a good day, night, rest, night, yeah, life. Yep, yep, bang.